The distinction between market value and market price is a core concept on the national portion of the real estate exam. This is one of those areas where the test expects you to move past casual vocabulary and use precise appraisal terminology. On your exam, you will frequently see market value defined as the most probable price a property should bring in a competitive and open market, under all conditions requisite to a fair sale. This assumes that the buyer and seller are each acting prudently and knowledgeably, and that the price is not affected by undue stimulus. You should think of market value as an opinion or an estimate based on analysis of relevant data. It is a theoretical figure that represents what the property is worth in an ideal scenario where no one is being forced to move and both parties have access to all the facts. On the other hand, market price is what the property actually sells for in the real world. This is not a theoretical estimate, but a historical fact. When a deed is recorded and a check is cut, the amount written on that contract is the market price. It is the actual dollar amount paid, regardless of whether that amount was a good deal or a bad deal. The exam will often try to trick you by presenting a scenario where a property sells for significantly less than its appraised value. For example, you might see a question about a father selling a house to his daughter for half of its worth, or a desperate seller who needs to unload a property in 2 days to avoid bankruptcy. In these cases, the market price is low, but the market value remains high because those sales were not arm's-length transactions. An arm's-length transaction is one where the parties are not related and are acting in their own best interest without outside pressure. If a sale does not meet these criteria, the resulting market price is not a reliable indicator of market value. You must also distinguish both of these from cost. Cost refers to the total expenditure to create the improvement, including land, labor, and materials. A developer might spend $500,000 to build a house that is only worth $400,000 because of a bad location. In that instance, the cost is $500,000, the value is $400,000, and the price will be whatever the buyer eventually pays. When you are sitting for the exam, remember this mental shortcut to keep them straight. Value is a prediction, and price is a past fact. Value is what a property should be worth, and price is what a property actually fetched. You should also watch out for questions that ask about the 5 specific criteria for market value. These include that the buyer and seller are typically motivated and that both parties are well-informed or well-advised. There must be a reasonable time allowed for exposure in the open market, and the payment must be made in terms of cash in United States dollars or comparable financial arrangements. Finally, the price must represent the normal consideration for the property, unaffected by special or creative financing. If any of these elements are missing, the price will likely deviate from the market value. Another common trap involves the term highest and best use. While that is a different concept, it directly influences market value. The exam might ask which of the two terms is an opinion, and you must answer value. If the question asks which is a historical fact, you must answer price. Mastering this distinction allows you to navigate the appraisal section of the exam with confidence, because it provides the foundation for understanding how adjustments are made in the sales comparison approach. By focusing on the fact that market value is a theoretical goal and market price is a completed reality, you can avoid the subtle wording traps the examiner set to catch unprepared students.